Okay, so I'm going to try to show off what I have created so far for this work in progress game. It's not very much, but it's all I have. Fraps, or rather Camtasia's lagging a bit, but anyway. So here's the little guy, he's still a capsule, you can shoot. I'm using a controller at the moment. And there's a little world you can walk around in. Now I'll show you one of the features I just implemented, which is pretty basic, but there's interior spaces, so you can go in there and you get a nice smooth transition. So that lets you kind of peek ahead, don't not get surprised by monsters that are just lurking in the doorway, hopefully, and you can go back out again. And the good thing about this system is that you can have multi-level dungeons. Here's another thing I spent far too long on, the water ripples. So that's in there. And here's another transition to the next level down. So it used to just be transitioning between inside and outside spaces, but I thought we need multi-level dungeons. So now it can just do any space to any other space, it just transitions. And that took about 3 days to do, which is probably too long to spend, but I'm happy with it. Now these are just all kind of temporary placeholder art things for now. There's no textures. Still not sure if I'm even going to put textures in the game, because I do not enjoy unwrapping. This room is completely empty. There's nothing in there at all. But that's okay, one day. It takes a long time to make assets in 3D, so I'm not sure if I made the right decision, but that's fine. And there's going to be like a treasure in the middle there. You can jump to it, but if you miss you die, and I'm not willing to try right now. Yeah, so that transitioning system all works pretty well using render textures. Here's the water again, this time outside. You got a bit of a reflection in there, but I can't have water ripples on the outside water because it's too big, and I haven't figured out a way around that yet. So let's just make our way back around to watch out for there's actually a cliff there. Yeah, that water shader took a while as well, but I'm happy with the way that looks. It has a nice little edge on it. And we'll go up here. So the idea of the game is it's going to attempt to be a top-down Dark Souls type of game, which is pretty cliche to say, but that's what I'm going for. And yeah, respawning enemies. It's not going to be fast-paced, more slower paced. Lots of exploration, hopefully, lots of hidden secrets and stuff. And one more thing I'll show you. So the moment the camera is locked to a 45-degree angle, or 48, but I've actually also put in a system where you can change that when you enter transition triggers. So this one's a bit abrupt, but if you start climbing up this tree here, it will take control of the camera. And now the camera rotates depending on where you are relative to the path. So that lets you do things like have spiral staircases. Yeah, and then once you leave the volume, it goes back to the default. The only other thing I put in, which I think looks pretty cool, and spent too long on it again, is breakable walls. So hopefully this works. So see that wall with a crack in it there? Oh, there's going to be a treasure somewhere on the other side of that. So what you do is you shoot it, and it all explodes outwards. So then you can go over here and get the treasure. So that's it. That's all I've got. I mean, I've got a few enemy types in there, but they're not behaving exactly the way I want to yet, so I shall have to work on them before I show them off. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to be able to build a full game off this, hopefully. And it's going to take a while. Whoa. Yeah. At the moment I'm using the random geometry for collisions, which isn't ideal. Eventually I'm going to have to build custom collision geometries, but that is for another day because that will take a while and I want to have the ability to smoothly iterate and keep making new things before I do that. So it's going to be a huge world, seamless hopefully. I'm going to attempt to load in assets as I go, and you're just going to explore it, collect shit, and kill enemies. Woo! Yeah, and obviously that 4 would normally kill you. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.